Do you freeze under pressure? Breathe in for 4 seconds, out for 6, then act. Every player knows that moment. The crowd goes quiet when you touch the ball. Your heart races, mind whispers, oh, don't mess this up. That voice isn't random, right? It's a pattern your brain built from fear, mistakes, and pressure. The good news? You can train your mind and brain to respond differently. You can rewire it, just like how you train your legs on your first touch. Let me show you how. There's a player who trains hard every single day. He watches games, footage, drills, tactical videos, but when it's match day, everything changes. His chest tightens, his touch feels heavy, confidence disappears. One mistake and he starts playing safe. Not because he isn't good, but because he's scared to mess up again, right? He starts believing he'll never rise above average. And that's what I call the double mind. Your conscious mind says, I want to win. Your subconscious mind, the parts that is trained by fear, criticism, and failure, it still says you are not good enough, right? Until those two parts of you agree, you always fight yourself on the pitch. One night after another bad game, I sat replaying every mistake I made in the game, and I realized, this time I'm going to pay attention to my body. Every time I thought I can't, right? My shoulders were tensing up, my breathing was shorter. Every time I picture success, I realized, even for a second, my body was more relaxed. That's when I realized something powerful, right? Your body follows your focus. If you focus on fear, your body locks up. But if you focus on calm, control, success, win, your body unlocks its full ability. I decided to train my mind the same way I train my body. If drills make your touch automatic, mental training can make being calm, for example, automatic, right? Being focused, automatic. So before every match, I'd sit down, close my eyes and breathe. In for 4 seconds, then out for 6. I picture myself calm, making things like smart passes, reacting quickly to situations, bouncing back from mistakes. And when nerves came during the game, I'd remind myself this isn't fear. It's my brain learning how to stay calm under pressure, right? So I'll treat that like a training session and I'll push through that. That one line changed everything for me. I stopped seeing nerves as a problem. I started seeing them as training. But here's the truth. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. If you constantly replay failure, right, your brain prepares for failure. But if you visualize things like being calm, being focused, recovering properly, your brain literally builds those same neural pathways. After a few weeks of trying these methods, I stopped overthinking. I played much freer, sharper, lighter. The same pressure that used to break me now brought out my best. And that's when it clicked for me. Right? Confidence isn't luck. It's a pattern. And patterns can be trained. Patterns can be repeated and patterns can be strengthened, just like skills. So what I want you to take away from this video? Step 1, catch your thoughts. When doubt shows up, don't fight it, right? Notice it. Just say to your mind, I see you. That short pause, breaks the spiral of negative thinking that can go on from there, right? So, inside the Pitch Wisdom program, we teach this a little bit more. We call this the truth training. Essentially catching your lies. Your mind repeats things like, I always choke, I'm too old, I started too late. I'm replacing them with truth. I'm learning, I'm improving every session, I always bounce back. And once you shine light on the lie, essentially, right, you're saying it out loud, it loses its control. You're paying attention to it. And so step 2, focus on the fix, not the fear. Your brain learns from repetition. It doesn't care what you repeat, right? So if you replay mistakes, you're practicing fear. If you replay correction, you're practicing growth. So after a missed shot, don't say I failed. Say next time I'll open my body more. You're going in the right way, right? So that's what professionals do essentially, right? So they mentally rehearse the fix, not the failure, right? So they train to calm their reactions under pressure instead of getting emotional over little things. Step 3. Control your body to calm your mind. When anxiety hits, your breathing, for example, can get short, your heart rate can increase, your nerves are there, you can't think clearly, right? When your body is in panic mode, essentially. Remember this rule, right? And this rule is very important. Breathe in for 4 seconds, then out for 6, right? Do that 3 times. And now 1 minute, you're doing that in, right? Lowers your heart rate, relaxes your muscles, and it signals to your brain, I'm safe, right? That's actually powerful, right? So is a technique that's been studied. And getting to your brain to realize that I'm safe is very important. That calmness you've gotten from your brain, your natural instincts return so that you now act, right, instantly. You can't control things like the ref, the crowd, or your coach, But you can always control your state of mind, right? So control your body first and your mind follows. Step 4, repeat the right pattern, right? So every time you reset after a mistake, you're literally rewiring your brain. Think of it like, push-ups for your mindset. Each reset strengthens the belief, I recover fast. Do it enough times, it becomes automatic for you. How you go from, I hope I play well, to I trust myself. This is how confidence is actually built, right? And it's not through motivation, but repetition, essentially. Reflect, don't regret. After every match, take 5 minutes, that's it. Write down 2 things you did well and 1 thing you'll fix next time. So for example, if you're like, okay, my first touch was off this match, tomorrow I'll do 100 wall passes to make sure my first touch is better. That small habit trains self-awareness and keeps your improvement visible. Simply because you're tracking and logging everything. If after a match, you're having a lot of regret and regret keeps you stuck in that state of emotion, right? Reflection turns experience into progress. So reflect, don't regret. And, track it and improve it. You don't need to be born confident, right? Where it's a natural talent, either I'm confident or I'm not. No, you don't need to be born confident. You can train it, right? Your brain isn't your enemy. It's your teammate, right? So every calm breath, every reset, every honest reflection is proof you're getting stronger, not just physically, but mentally. You're not just training your body, right? You're reprogramming your football mind, right? So next time, the pressure hits for you, remember the technique, right? Breathe in for 4 seconds, out for 6, then act. You can even do this in the middle of the game, right? And instantly you'll notice that your decision making is better, right? Literally, if you want to improve your decision making and you're making a lot of mistakes, breathe in for 4 seconds, out for 6 seconds, get the ball, act. You'll be surprised. You're like, oh shit, okay, I'm better now. That one habit can change your entire game. And guys, I only ask for one thing. If you took a lot from this video, I want you to subscribe to this channel, right? And keep learning, keep growing as a player. And I'll see you in the next video.